Hi, it's Kevin back at FasTrax. You're here with Dave, and he's got an absolutely fantastic car. Dave, tell me about your car.
Yeah, it's a 72 Olds 442 W-30, Viking blue with the beige white interior. Hurst Olds shifter in it, 455 rocket engine. It's from Texas originally. Beautiful car, drives great. Nice to have it out today at Northgate.
Yeah. It's pretty well. Now, is this a resto mod or is it fairly well kept stock?
100% stock. So the fellow I bought it from was in Texas. He's a collector. He had about 4 or 5 of these. So 72 is a little bit at the tail end of collectors passions.
Yeah. But
this is still it's numbers matching, original transmission, engine, everything. So he did a frame off basically to its original state.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fantastic. And this one here. Now you bought this in what year?
About 8 years ago,
Yeah.
I bought that one. So I've got another W-30 that's original coupe. I got it when I was 15 years old, but this one here was just always my passion was the Viking blue convertible.
Right.
Something about it has kind of got that beach, outdoor summer theme to
Absolutely.
it. I always just loved it.
Southern California, go to the beach, put a surfboard on the back seat. Yeah, absolutely.
You got it, yeah.
I got that. Growing up in Okanagan, it wasn't really California, but still the California beach lifestyle.
California of
And
BC, yeah.
My dad had a 64 Chevy Impala, red with the red interior and white top, and I still remember us cruising down Lakeshore Road, going to the beach. And my children, his grandchildren, also in the back of the car.
Yeah.
That's where the passion for us started. But and you said the other car you bought original.
It was original. I was 15. It was from another fellow had it. A doctor had it. So when I was 15, I had the option to get a car. My dad said, whatever you buy, I'll match half. Well, I found that car, fell in love with it, still have it today. So it's only got 60,000 miles on it. So
wow.
Yeah, it's
original miles.
Original miles, yeah. It's a little time capsule. So yeah.
That's fantastic. We'll have to talk about that one later.
You bet, sure.
Meet up again. But this car here, white interior.
Yep.
Not original paint?
It's not original paint. No, it was restored. So it is the original color, the Viking blue. Again, got tilt wheels, got a power seat in it. There was not air conditioning in 72. But again, it's pretty decked out for that time period.
Yeah. That's fantastic. And the interior has been restored?
The interior was restored. Yes, it was. Yeah.
Okay. And so tell me a little bit about the car, the suspension and the exhaust and what's been done to the engine, anything at all?
Suspension's pretty much stock. Back in the day, they had sway bars, etc., to make the W-30 package.
Yeah.
Engine 455. I think they were about 375 horse back then, 4-barrel car. So they're very torquey. They're not by no means fuel efficient or anything, but they were just the big monster, big blocks of the day.
Yeah. And suspension's pretty well stock as it was.
Pretty much stock. They had, I think it was like F41 or something they had back in the day. They had a sway bar, and it's a pretty good vehicle for cruising. Yeah. It's not a Corvette by any means.
Positive traction.
Yes, it is. Yeah. Positive. Yeah. Dual muffler. So that's kind of what the 442 was for. I think it was 400 horse or 400 cubic inches, 4-speed, and dual exhaust is kind of what that theme or that nameplate came from.
Right. Yeah. And the W-30 on there.
So W-30 is that option. So that option was the big engine, the ram air hood, the suspension, and I think the Hurst shifter. Those were kind of the the crux of that fourth W-30 model.
Excellent. All right, and so it's obviously a summer car. It's not it's not a daily car.
It is. Yeah. Summer only. Pretty much May to October. That's about it. Yeah.
So that's fantastic. So car shows only.
Pretty much. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Anything else you want to tell me about the car? Why anything special about it to you?
Not really. Just since I was 15, 16, these were kind of my they were kind of not a misfit, but people weren't really into them. The W-30, well, what's that? Oh, it's a Cutlass, a 442. But that was kind of the premium of that year. The W-30 was the pinnacle. Yeah. So that's kind of why I always liked it, right? So I kind of grew up, at 15, I was exposed to these cars and just kind of fell in love with them. Yeah.
And Rarity, obviously, it's pretty rare.
Pretty rare. This one here, I think there was like about 120 back in the day made of W-30s like this in 72. Yeah.
And do you know how many are still on the road or how many are still around?
They say something like 10, 12 90%, maybe.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I know it. It varies because one interesting thing with a 72, it has an X code in the VIN number, so it's a W-30. In 70 and 71, you kind of have your paperwork saying that this is how the car was built and how it came.
Right.
So it's hard to, anybody can build a clone one.
Yeah.
But this one here, it tells you exactly what it is.
It was from the factory.
Correct. Yeah. That X in the VIN tells you that it's a W-30.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
And what's it like to drive?
It's great. It's smooth. It's a little on the big side, but it's kind of that, floaty. It's still got some good suspension, but it's just, you put 4 people in it, just floats along like they say the old Cadillacs and that do. So it's great.
Absolutely. Yeah. You've traveled quite a distance on it? Are you going across country with it? Or
no, not too much. No, basically stay pretty close to home. Don't go too far away. Car shows, etc. But it's usually garage, and just get a little nervous with rock chips, nicks, dents, because windshield's still in good shape. So I like to try to keep it as clean as I can.
I get that, absolutely.
Yeah.
Like I said, my son's got his car here. It's a 2014 Camaro SS, and he has a hard time driving that anywhere. He's it's garaged and it's summer only.
Exactly.
So I've kind of tainted him already into the car culture. My daughter's the same way too. So but we have to kind of still bring the next generation in. Otherwise, they're not going to know about it. They're not going to appreciate it. We need to keep that going.
Yeah, exactly. It's neat here being at Northgate today because they've been around, since probably late 60s, early 70s. So they could have sold these new.
They could have.
Back in the day, right?
Yeah,
so,
very well could have,
Cool.
And your family is all into the car culture, just yourself? Or
pretty much, my son's really into it. He's got a Buick, an old Buick GS that he's restored. So, kind of a family thing. My wife comes out now and then, and it's pretty cool.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Excellent. Thank you very much for talking about your car. I appreciate it.
Thank you. You're welcome.